So the Sixers moved to one game over 500 with a 115-106 win over the Brooklyn Nets. 4 players in double figures for Philadelphia. Even without Embiid, Harden, and Maxey, they still take out Brooklyn by 9 at home. And for more on the Ben Simmons return game in Philadelphia, we bring in CBS Sports senior columnist Bill Reiter. Bill, first of all, how did Philly win this game? They were without their 3 top players, really. 77 points, 20 rebounds, and 19 assists. That's what they were missing from this lineup, and yet they win by 9 over the Nets. How'd they do it?
So, Russ, the polite answer is it's the NBA, and there are professional players on every roster. Anything can happen. I think the honest answer that people aren't going to want to hear is that Kyrie Irving, and this is actually statistically true over 3 of the last 4 seasons, has actually been a net negative for the teams that he's played on. They have been better when he's been off the floor. He rejoined the team recently. Obviously, there's a lot of drama there. He plays well individually, but teams don't play as well with him, especially when there's these kind of distractions. And my only explanation for you is Kyrie Irving plus the drama equals a loss that certainly should not have happened.
All right, on the positive side for the Nets, you had Ben Simmons, who went over his number. The over-under for points for Simmons on this night was 10.5. He had 11. Also had 7 rebounds. What do you make of Ben Simmons in his return to Philly?
He's looked really good. I mean, we're talking 3, or if you want to be, generous, 4 consecutive games where you've seen flashes of the Ben Simmons who's been an all-NBA player, who's been a guy that many people believe, including the Nets, can be a key piece to a championship team, who's been, good to great. There's room to grow. Certainly there's questions about what he can be and what he's going to be in big moments. But I think in tonight's game, obviously in return to a hostile place that has bad memories for him, Russ, you saw a very promising Ben Simmons that reflects the guy that has performed at a much better level the last, let's say, week after a long time away from the game and then a return that was painful to watch.
What'd you make of his return welcome, if you will, to Philadelphia? No surprise, right?
No, I mean, look, you can look at. I was in Philly maybe a month ago visiting with folks in that organization, talking to some executives and coaches, part of that Sixers team, and I went to a preseason game that was utterly and totally meaningless, and the fans were still caustically invested in being Philadelphia fans. That's part of the deal. They are mean-spirited, they are emotional, they're into it, they're angst-driven, and they're not always nice. So I thought the fact that Simmons was there and played well, given the reception you would expect, boded well for him. But it certainly felt like a game in Philadelphia with a player who's not exactly the most popular person in that market.
Look, we saw Ben Simmons, and Kyrie Irving is now back with the Nets. This is all just sort of the beginning of this, having them all together. Is there upside, though, with this team? I mean, those are the guys who were supposed to make up a team that was supposed to challenge for the East. Is it there, or is that not possible with these guys?
It's a great question. It's certainly possible. Vegas thinks that it is. They have the 7th best odds to win an NBA championship at 14-1. There are certainly people, Russ, around the NBA that I've spoken with who think you have to take this team because of their talent seriously. And really not now, right? As they get back in rhythm as a group and in theory find the best version of themselves. But for every GM, executive, scout, assistant coach that you can talk to who says, take these guys seriously, I'm telling you, there's an equivalent person in that position who thinks you don't, and I fall into that camp. I think we've seen what they are. They've been underperforming. I don't think they have the depth. I question their defense, and I'm just not sure I believe in the long run Kevin Durant's health issues, Kyrie Irving's, whatever you want to call them, issues, and Ben Simmons' ability to handle pressure, that one of the 3 or more won't succumb to some of that. I think it's more likely than not that the Nets disappoint, but there's no doubting they're a talented basketball team despite the outcome tonight.
Well, the Nets did disappoint on this night. It's the Sixers who pick up the 115-106 win over Brooklyn. CBS Sports senior columnist Bill Reiter. Thanks so much.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.